If I want this truck to be completely street legal here in South Africa, I need to have working wipers. Welcome to my one-man shop. My name is Duff and I'm busy with this 1951 Chevy Rat Truck. It's a full-on budget build. I'm trying to spend as little money as possible, and I've already done a bunch of videos on the building of this truck, so you're more than welcome to go check them out. I've got a playlist entitled Budget Rat Truck Build. So my plan is to use this as a parts hauler and almost a daily driver. So I want to ensure that it's completely street legal. And here in South Africa there's quite a bunch of rules and regulations. So I would like to make sure that it conforms to all those rules to keep the cops off my back. So one of those regulations is that you must have working windscreen wipers. Now all the original linkages and wiper motor and everything is missing. I don't have it. So I need to come up with another plan. So only these bits are left. You can see the arms are actually broken off. I'm going to leave this right here. I mean, just to keep the holes or fill the holes. And this is just a rat truck. Let's just leave it as it is. I might take this bit off. So I've got this universal wiper motor that's been lying here on my shelf for a long time. The switch is on the back. I think these were originally used in Land Rovers. And I know that they are quite popular with the beach buggy builders as well. So I'm going to use this. So I'm going to fit it right here, and then I will have a single wiper arm here on the driver's side. My passenger on that side, I don't need to see nothing. And those regulations does not specify that you have to have two wiper arms. As long as you have one for the driver, you're good. So I've drilled this hole in the middle of the window opening, and it's much easier for one guy to do this before the glass goes into place. So my wiper motor is going to come through from the inside. I've made up this perspex spacer just to get the lengths to work out. So that sits there. So now I can stick this through from the inside, if I can get my holes to line up. Cool, like that. I made up a spacer from a bush. It's just mild steel, but I've cut at an angle. I hope you can see. So that's going to go over like that. Then my washer, and then a nut. This is just a test fit to see how things are going to work out. But it's looking pretty good so far. And then my wiper arm goes on there. So of course my spacer will rust. It's just mild steel, but we don't care, do we? I mean, if you want to be really fancy, you could have made it out of aluminum, but I don't have much aluminum in my world, so I couldn't find anything like that. So the wiper arm itself, it's just an old one I found here. I don't actually know from what car it comes off. I'm just going to modify this to work here. It's too long, so I'm going to have to cut it down, make it shorter. And I also need to find a really short little wiper blade to make all this work. But I think we're gonna get there. Here, I just made an insert that fits in there tightly, and then I've got the little M5 bolt that's threaded and tapped right through, so that it'll bite onto this piece sticking out there. I can just tighten it up. I'll find a better bolt than this one, don't stress. So normally this type of wiper arm just slides over that slightly tapered and grooved fitting, and then that little spring holds it in place. That's the type of fitting I'm talking about. You can see the grooves. Now I had to come up with a way to adapt it to make it fit my, my little universal wiper motor, which has got a much smaller diameter than there. So I made up that little, shall we call it an adapter, just from mild steel. So the hole inside there is the same size as the shaft on my wiper motor, and then I've drilled a hole through there that is tapped. The hole is also drilled through this and also tapped, so I can stick a bolt in and tighten it onto the shaft of my new wiper motor. So this is now going in like that. Okay, everything's looking good. I've got my little rubber washers in place, so let's tighten this up. I think that's enough. I don't want to break it. So that's what we have on the inside now. This black wire is my earth or negative. It's connected to the cab. This here is my on-off switch. So now I need to run a positive supply to this other point here, coming up, I think, through the pillar, A-pillars from the fuse box, and then we can see if this fellow will work. So this green wire is going to be my power supply. That needs to be connected there at that point. Now if I can just see, it's awkward to get in here. And tighten that, open that a little bit. There we go. Tighten it up. So my green wire is power supply via the fuse box here below the dashboard. Battery is disconnected at the moment. So I'm going to go put in a fuse, connect the battery, and then we can see if it works. Okay, moment of truth. Hey, how about that? Motoring away. So yeah, in my infinite wisdom, I selected this old school wiper arm that doesn't have that flip up function. So that's as far as it will go. It obviously has the spring inside to keep it tight against the glass. But what it means now is that I can't make it run until the glass is in place, because look, it catches there against the window opening. But at least the motor runs, we know that. So yeah, until my glass goes in, I can't make this work yet. My other challenge is going to be to find a short enough wiper blade. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Cool, man. So I've got an upstairs wiper motor. One step closer to being completely street legal. Now I can start thinking about glass. And we'll do that in another video. Until then, thanks for spending time with me. Enjoyed it. Have a lucky one.